Hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Please invite your friends and let us have more people here. First I want to say thank you to Muslims because they are the one who give you always give me the good ideas about my coming video. When actually I wasn't planning to go live, but I saw a post of a Muslim, so he make me excited to go live, and thank you. His name is Judge. He posted many comments, so thank you, Mr. Judge. So Mr. Judge, he posted a comment saying, did Jesus created his mother? Did he create his mother? The purpose of this question supposedly is a mockery. I mean, how you can be God and yet you are born from the one you created? This is the logic, supposedly. You see, when a Muslim, he tried to make a comment, and obviously he don't understand what even Christians believe. Does it change the fact, according to your religion, if he is born of Mary, that he is not going to be someone above Mary? We are going to examine that, and we will show you how Muslims, they try to put Jesus down in order for you not to believe in him as God. Not only in that, not to follow him at all, because the Muslim, the purpose of Islam is that you need to forget about Jesus. You have to believe in someone, his name is Isa, and his book doesn't exist no more. So Islam demolish the name of Jesus. Islam demolish the book of Jesus, demolish the word of Jesus, supposedly, or this is at least the purpose of it. So the purpose of Islam is to make us, as a Christian specifically, to forget about Jesus and follow the pedophile Muhammad. I heard actually somebody give me a short video of the Bachabazi boy from Afghanistan. His name is Uthman. He was saying to a Christian person in the street, your God is a Jew. Here you see how the Muslim tried to insult Jesus, when the Muslims, every Muslim, he knew that Jesus in Christianity is the God of the Jews. Not only that, we knew that even the Quran say clearly that the Christians claim, or they say, that the Messiah is Allah. So when this idiot Abdul Uthman, he say that your God is a Jew, he is accusing his God Allah to be a false God. Because when Allah, he say that the Christian don't believe that the Messiah is a Jew, they believe that he is, according to the Quran, Allah. Then this Abdul, the idiot, he is just a fool. He do not know what he is talking about. This is the Quran, chapter 5, verse number 17. And if you are going to edit the Quran, the video, you can cut the part of this Abdul when he is saying to Christians, hey, your God is a Jew, hey, your God is a Jew, hey, your God is a Jew. So this Turkey, the Bachabazi boy, he acknowledged that the God of Islam is a big fat liar, because either the Christian believe that Jesus is a Jew and he is not the God of the Jews, and that means the Quran and whoever wrote the Quran is a liar, because the Quran say that the Christian don't say and don't accept to say that Jesus was a Jew. The Christian, they say that he is Allah. So when a bunch of idiots, they go in the street and try to harass Christians, and they avoid coming to harass me. Hey, why you don't come and harass me so we can laugh at you? So look how we can get them busted so easy. So this idiot, he just admitted that Muhammad is a liar, Allah is a liar, because Allah in the Quran says the Messiah, this is what the Quran says, that the Messiah, the Christian, they say that the Messiah is Allah. Do you see it? So which one we believe? For sure we believe Bachabazi boy Uthman, because Allah always lie. So Uthman is not a liar. And by the way, we are waiting for this boy, Bachabazi boy. You can cut this part too and add it to the part where he said to Christian Prince fan, he will show him the reference that Aisha, Mary the Copt, she was married to Muhammad. I'm waiting for that so we can humiliate him. Now we go and we continue. So when the Muslim, he asked, did Jesus created his mother? We say that everything in this earth and in the heaven is created by Jesus. The Bible says everything created by him and for him. And it doesn't change anything, any fact about Jesus to be born of the one who he is created. Because let me help you. Well, Jesus have a body, and the body is a flesh. So the flesh is created. So can you say now Jesus created himself? No. Why? Because he created the flesh, but his existence have nothing to do with the flesh. So now, because you're an idiot like your prophet, you think that by asking such a question, you prove that Jesus is not God. Look what Jesus here, if you know, he answer people like you, black stone kissers. When Jesus he speak, in every word he speak, he proved to us that he is God, and he is the God of the Jews. Jesus said to the Jews, where I'm going, you cannot go. Where he's going? Why they cannot go? Jesus, he said, if you know me, you would know my Father. They ask him, who is your Father? Jesus, he confirmed that he have a father. When the Quran say clearly that Jesus have no father, which again, if you ask any Muslim, who is the one who made Mary have a child? They will say Allah. So who is the father of the child? Now, for sure, we don't accept Allah to be the father of Jesus, for that will be insult to our Lord. Allah is fake satanic name, he does not exist. So they ask him, where is your father? Jesus answer, you know neither me nor my Father. If you know me, you would know my Father. And if you continue reading, you will see Jesus confirming that he is not even from this earth. He's not even from this world, not only this earth. Because remember, the world is not the earth only. Jesus, he did not say, I am not from this earth. He said, you are from below. I am from above. You are of this world. I am not of this world. So when Muhammad he asked, did Jesus created his mother, which means his existence, have to do with the mother? That because you are silly. As you see, Jesus he confirmed again. And I challenge any Muslim can explain to me, how in the world he say, I am from above, you are from below. How in the world he say, I am not of this world. Why? He is not a human like us. Obviously, he is God on earth. And then Jesus continues saying that salvation, your salvation is by obeying me. If you obeyed in my word, you're truly my disciple, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. That is the word of the wise God, not the God who speak about testicles and penises. And then Jesus, he say, when he asked him about who is like, about the Father, you know, I speak of what I have seen with my Father. So Jesus here, he is telling them, he's seeing things with the Father. Or who is the Father? God the Father. So in order for Jesus to speak about things he saw with the Father, well, he had to be with the Father in a certain time. Obviously, before he come to the earth. Okay? You had heard, and you do have what you have heard from your father. Then the Jews, they said to themselves, well, you know what? Our father is Abraham. Do you have a problem? Look what they said to him. They answered him, Abraham is our father. Jesus said to them, if you were Abraham's children, you would be doing the work of Abraham. And this is a refutation for all the Muhammadan who claim that Muhammad was Abrahamic. Even the books of Muslims approve that Muhammad was a satanic man all his life until the age of 40 at least. And even the Quran confirm that Muhammad he have no faith and he do not know what book. You see, when the Muslims they claim and they say that Muhammad he was a person who followed Abraham, and this is supposedly before he became a prophet, that is a big fat lie. Big fat lie. if we read together, we will see that Muhammad was the idiot of the village according to the Quran. And not only he was the idiot of the village, he is a person who do not know God. Actually, almost every chapter in the Quran confirm that. Every chapter in the Quran confirm that. But there is a certain verse in the Quran confirm that Muhammad, he was a pagan person. I will keep those verses in the screen. Actually, you know what, I don't want to make it forever, so let us, one verse is enough. Chapter 42, verse number 52, speak clearly that Muhammad, he have zero faith and he do not know any scriptures. Remember, the Muslim, they say that Muhammad was Abrahamic before he became a prophet. So how a person who do not know what faith is, he do not know what faith, read carefully, and he do not know what book is. So before Muhammad, according to Muhammad, not according to me, before he received what it's called revelation, which is very stupid to say, because Muhammad, he never received revelation as inspiration, as Muslim they claim, and as the Quran claim, because the word in Arabic, it says wahi, and wahi mean inspiration, and inspiration does not come by delivery of a man or an angel. Inspiration is God speaking to you directly in your mind. Not somebody coming to your house, squeezing you 3 times or knocking at your door. That is delivery. That is not inspiration. So you know not what is the book, and you do not know what is faith. So Muhammad not only was a pagan, he was a person who have no faith. And when the Quran say Muhammad have no faith, the Muslim, they will do their best to say to you, oh, it doesn't say that, CP, it doesn't mean that, CP. But I mean, how clear we can make it more than this? In the same time, you will see that Jesus in the Quran, he was born and he have faith, which is weird. If we go here, Jesus, he spoke in the cradle. Everybody, including Muhammad, he have to go through process, and you and me and everybody, to learn how to talk and to learn how to speak logic and to learn what is smart and what is stupid. Now Muhammad, after 40 years of learning, he come with an idea, there's a God, if you believe in him, he will make your penis endless, and supposedly that make him genius. But Jesus in the Quran is a person with different character. When the Jews, they came to Mary questioning how she can have a child and yet she have no man, Mary, she appointed to him, to who? To Jesus. And they said to her, how we can speak to this infant? And here I ask the Muslims, you are questioning, did Jesus created his mother? Look, even his mother, she have no idea how to answer, but Jesus, he can. So when a stupid Abdul, he tried to say to you, Jesus created his mother, well, as you see, even in the stupid Quran, the yellow pages of Muhammad, Jesus is born with knowledge. How that can be? Where Jesus he learned how to talk, and where Jesus he learned to say what he say. I know you will say this is a miracle. Well, isn't Jesus a miracle himself? You see, everybody who claimed to be sent from God, he have done a miracle, but the one who do it is God, right? Jesus himself is the miracle. His birth is a miracle. His death is a miracle. His resurrection is a miracle. And as you see, he talked in the cradle, which is an amazing miracle. Now, why Allah supposedly he gave Jesus all this knowledge before he was born? Where Jesus he went to school to speak even the Hebrew? Like he is born to speak Hebrew? And he is born to debate and argue with the rabbis? The men who have a long beard and they spend their life reading and practicing and debating and judging. Suddenly an infant, he is 1 minute old, he is going to refute them. So that is a refutation for the Abdul who tried to put Jesus down, because as you see, you're a stupid, foolish Muhammad, because he was trying to make the Christians believe in him. He come with this. And not only that, you will see Jesus here says, and salam on me. How somebody can have salam on himself? The Muslims, they've been asked by Muhammad to greet him with peace. You cannot say peace on me. The Muslims, they say peace on him. Jesus is the only one who says peace upon me. The day I'm born, the day I die, and the day I will be resurrected. But we saw Muhammad, who Muslims keep saying peace be upon him, he tried to commit suicide many times. Obviously he was not living in peace, and peace was not upon him in his birth, was not upon him in his life, and was not upon him in his death. As you know, he died by poison. According to Muslim, Jesus is still alive. And how old is Jesus now? 2,000 years old. And how old he will be? Muslim, they say Allah knows best. It might be billions of years. And you need to ask yourself, if you are a silly Muhammadan who believe that a black stone is going to have a tongue and eyes and to witness for you and lick you, you need to ask yourself, why everybody die except Jesus, who is just a prophet? Muhammad is dead, Moses is dead, Abraham is dead, everybody is dead except Jesus. According to Islam, he is alive now. And again, Muhammad the foolish man, for he is a fraud, he wanted to use that to deceive more Christians, so to tell them, I am waiting for Jesus like you. The whole world is waiting for Jesus. Mary, the mother of Jesus, according to Islam, she is waiting for Jesus. So the stupid fool, he says, did Jesus created his mother? We laugh at you. In the top of that, you see, Jesus, when he spoke in the cradle, before he grew, before he learned languages, and if you want to deny that, then get ready to deny your God. But that person who is Jesus, according to Muhammad, he was the nephew of Moses. This is why the stupid Muhammad in the same chapter of Maryam, this is why it is in the chapter of Maryam, Muhammad, he called Mary the sister of Aaron. And when Ka'b al-Ahbar, a big rabbi, he said to Muhammad, wife Aisha, your prophet, your husband is wrong. There is hundreds of years between Jesus and Maryam, the sister of Aaron. Muhammad, he got it, and he found out that he is stupid. So he tried to correct by saying, oh, they were naming their children by their great prophets. But who is the greater prophet here, Aaron or Moses? Again, Muhammad, he failed. According to Islam, the greatest prophet is not Aaron, it is Moses. stupid Muhammad again. And you know, don't forget that the stupid Muhammad, he made more mistake the Muslim cannot defend when it's come about Jesus. Who is Jesus? You see, Jesus, according to the Quran, he is born of a woman. Her name is Mary, and Mary, she is a daughter of a man. His name is Umran. The stupid Muhammad again, he misunderstood. He thought, because he thought that Jesus is the nephew of Moses and Aaron, he thought that the father of Moses and Aaron, Imran, is the father of Jesus. So the Muslim, when they denied about Mary, she is the sister of Aaron, she is the mother of Jesus, you know, they tried to say, oh, he did not mean that, how they can fix this one? He made it clear that Mary, she is the daughter of Imran. So when a Muslim, he questioned logic, I wonder how in the world the Muslim who believe in long penis, he believe in logic. How a person who believe that if you die for the sake of Allah, Allah will make you a green bird, he speak about logic. How somebody, he want to talk about logic, he believe that if you worship a God, this God, he will make you kill everybody, every human being, and take their women, and the top of that, Allah will place the sin, your sin, on them. And the funny is that the Muslim, they say that, you know, the idea of Jesus paying for your sin, it doesn't make sense, because the Quran says every soul will pay for its own sin. Are you sure? Well, isn't it Muhammad, he said that Allah will take the sin of the Muslims and will be like mountains, and he will place it on the Christians? Here you see that Muhammad is a hypocrite, false prophet. Now, for sure, this is just an example. This is your prophet. There would come people among the Muslims on the day of resurrection with as heavy sins as mountains, and Allah would forgive them, and he would place their sin instead of them, the Christians and the Jews. So how the Muslim, they say, hey, hold on, in Islam, my brother, we believe that every sin will pay only for this, for its own, every soul will pay for its own sin. You don't pay for the sin of your father, you stupid idiot. We don't pay for the sin of our father too, but in Islam you do. We are not paying the price of the sin of Adam as a Christians. Adam, he commits sin, but we commit sin too. God will not judge me to go to hell or to heaven based on the sin of Adam. God will judge me based on my act and my work and my faith. So the Muslims always, they try to manipulate and try to fabricate their own version of Christianity, and they post around statement trying to fool somebody. Maybe there is somebody is an idiot, we can fool him. But as you see here, the unjust, while in Christianity, Jesus, he came and he said, I came for the sick, not for the healthy. He did not come to place the sin of the Christians over the Muslims. That is not just. That is devil act. Jesus said that from their fruit you shall know them, not from the fruit of their neighbors. Jesus, he did not say, I will put the sin of you Christians on the Muslims, in the Hindus, in the Buddhas, in those who don't believe in me. He did not say that. Muhammad is a very pure, evil man. And by making such a statement, he is giving license to Muslims to do sins as mountains. Because now a Muslim, he read this, he says, okay, so as long Allah will take my sin, even if it's like mountains, and he will place instead of me somebody is a Christian in hell, so why I will be decent? Are you getting the idea? This is how filthy Islam is. So we say thank you for the Abdul who says that Jesus was a Jew, because you just got your God busted. For the Quran says that the Christian believe that the Messiah is Allah. Obviously you don't believe in the Quran. Obviously you are a fake sheikh. Same time, was Jesus in the Quran exist before his birth? Absolutely. Because not only Jesus, he spoke in the cradle as we showed you. Not only that, no, which is a proof that Jesus' existence have nothing to do with the moment of his birth, because where he learned, where he knew, how he started talking, how Muhammad took him 40 years, and even when the angel supposedly came to squeeze him 3 times, still Muhammad have no idea what's happening. According to Muhammad, he sees someone in the corner of his room. He could not recognize if this is the devil or an angel, which is very weird. I mean, isn't it obvious the devil will be different? Are they closing the look? To the point Muhammad was confused. And then he asked his wife to help him, and then his wife, she did striptease. And she asked him to sit in the top of her right leg and her left leg, and each time she asked him, do you still see him? Because Khadija, she can't see him, only Muhammad can see him. And then Khadija, she asked him to sit in the top of her in a sexual position, and she took off her clothes. And then she said, still you see him? He said, no. She said, the glory to Allah, this is an angel. You ask the Muslims how Khadija, she was able to find out that this is an angel. They would say, well, if he's a shaitan, he would love to watch porn. Do you see how silly, how stupid this cult is? So while Muhammad, he needed his wife help to do striptease, and he sit in the top of her right thigh and her left thigh, and then he sit in the top of her and she took off her clothes to find out if this is an angel or shaitan. Jesus in the cradle, he says, who is he? Do you see the difference? So while Muhammad was a fool, Jesus was a prophet in the Quran. From the first moment, from the first second. So you notice here that the Muslims are always upset from the character of Jesus. The character of Jesus is very, very disturbing for them. He's amazing. Muhammad is nobody. And remember, this verse we are reading is made by the fabricated prophet or the fake prophet Muhammad himself. So can the Muslim they deny the word of their false prophet? They cannot. Now, when Jesus said before Abraham I am, remember that this is what God the Father, he said to Moses. He said to him, what I will say to my people, who are you? He said to him, tell them I am who I am. This is why, you know, like we shorten it, we say Yahweh. And because it's a foreign language for you, you think it's a name. It's not a name, really. It is I am who I am, which means I am God who exists by himself. So I am, before Abraham I am. Look what Jesus said to them. But now you seek to kill me, a man who has told the truth, that I heard from my father, from God. That is not what Abraham did. You, by the way, I'm using a translation Muslims they like. This is ASV translation. You are doing the work of your father did. They said to him, we were not born of sexual immorality. We have one Father, even God. Jesus said to them, if God were your Father, you would love me, for I came from God and I am here. I came not of my own accord, but he sent me. Who sent him? My Father. Why don't you understand what I say? It is because you cannot hear my word. You are of your father the devil, and your will with it do your father desire. He was a murderer from the beginning, and he does not stand the truth, because there is no truth in him. Then Jesus continued, after he whipped the floor with them. And actually, I believe here he was talking to Muhammad too, who he claimed to be from his father, Abraham. The Jews answered him, are we not right in saying that you are a Samaritan and have a demon? Jesus answered them, I don't have a demon, but I honor my Father, and you dishonor me. Yet I do not seek my own glory. There is one who seeks it, and he is the judge. Truly, truly, I say to you, if any one of you keeps my words, he will never see death. Keep my words. He didn't say keep the word of God. He said keep my word. And that is very offensive for the Jews. The Jews said to him, now we know that you have a demon. Abraham died, as did the prophets. Yet you say, if anyone keeps my words, he will never taste death. My words. Remember carefully, my words. Then he said to him, are you greater than our father Abraham? Now, the logical response here, if Jesus is just a prophet, he will say, no, I'm not a greater. Come on, you can't be greater than the one you are born from, Abraham. Look what Jesus said. Are you greater than our father Abraham who died? And the prophet died? What do you make yourself out to be? Hey, Abdul, focus with me in this question. Who you think you are? You see, this translation here is not really the translation which is, I believe, it's good enough, but I will use it, you know, because Muslims, they like this translation. Zakir Naik, he keep mentioning it. Jesus answered, if I glorify myself, my glory is nothing. It is my Father who glorifies me. See, God the Father, he glorified Jesus. Have you ever heard of somebody glorified by God? It's the opposite. You know, you glorify God. It's not God who glorifies you. And then he continue. Of whom you say he is our God. So who is the Father of Jesus who they say he is our God? It's God. But you have not known him. I know him. You see, nobody know him. I mean, none of those Jews even spoke to God. Moses, he spoke to him, but none of those. But Jesus, he said it clearly, I know him. If I were to say that I do not know him, I would be a liar like you. But I do know him, and I keep his words. Your father Abraham rejoiced that he would see my day, and he saw it, and he was glad. Now Jesus said clearly that he exist in the time of Abraham, and Abraham was rejoicing him, worshiping him as God. And not only he was rejoicing for seeing him, he saw it that day, and he was so glad. Do you remember in the Old Testament where God, he came to Abraham? Do you remember the story? God, he came to Abraham. So Jesus saying to them, Abraham, he saw my day. Abraham, he know me. Abraham was in my presence. And then not only that, so the Jews said to him, you are not yet 50 years old, and you have seen Abraham? Jesus said to them, truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham I am. So when the Muslims, they say, who created Mary? Jesus, he created his mother, he is God. Did God create his mother? That is a joke, because Jesus, he created everything, including Abraham, which means the grandfather of Mary. And you know, if you think that God will be limited because he's born of a woman, that means God cannot be God. Because if you are trying to prove that how he can be God, but yet he is born in that day, well, you have to explain to me that the person who was born in that day, he can still alive until today. Then you will say to me, it's a miracle. And here you see the hypocrisy. Well, it's a miracle, my friend, that Jesus, who is God, is born of a woman, for he is God. For God is a miracle. So here the Muslims, you see the hypocrisy of this religion. When they want to believe that Jesus was doing miracle. When they want Jesus to have no miracle. So is it a miracle that God is born of a woman? Yes, it is. But can God do that? Well, if he cannot be God. And here you see how silly this religion is. Same time, as long you are asking, such a question, I answered you. Now it's time to talk about your God. Who created Allah? You see, you are the one who inspired me now to talk about the creation of Allah. Now the ones who will do editing for this video, you can cut it two parts. One, you name it, was Jesus born of his mother? And by the way, I don't want to forget to mention that the Quran speaks clearly saying that Jesus was the word of God, was sent down to Mary. And that is stolen from book of John chapter 1 verse number 1 and verse number 14. If you go in the Quran, you will say that Jesus was the word of God and he was sent down to Mary. Let us read and see how the Muslims, before we go to the creation of Allah. Who is the Messiah? The Messiah is the word of God, and he is the Spirit of God. He's what? He is the Spirit of God. Who said that? This is not my talk now. I'm talking about Islam, remember. Nothing here we are saying now is biblical. We are using the words of the fake prophet Muhammad. This is the Quran, chapter 4, verse 171. Read carefully. The same stupid man who is trying to say that there's no Trinity, in the same verse, he created his own Trinity. How? Read carefully. He is saying to the Christians, people of the book, commit no excuse in your religion, nor say of Allah but the truth. Christ Jesus, the son of Mary, was, and in between two brackets, no more. This does not exist in the Quran, this edition. A messenger of Allah and his word. Was Muhammad the word of Allah? No. The Muslim, they say to you, well, this is what he meant here. He said be and he was. But this is not what happened. Isn't it the Quran says Allah, he sent his spirit and breathed into Mary? He did not say be and he was. The same for Adam. The Quran says that the similarity of Jesus is the same as Adam. He said to them be and he was. But the fact Allah did not create Adam by be and he was. He made first the dust, and then he mixed the dust with water, then he made them clay, and then he fashioned the clay as a man, and then he breathed into the man, and then we have Adam. He did not say be, he was. So the Quran is a stupid book. You cannot connect the dots together except with foolishness, which means you will get a very disturbing image of this story. Nothing match. And the Quran says, if this is a book not from Allah, you will find a lot of contradiction. So here you see that Jesus is a messenger. Okay, that's wonderful. So he is a messenger. Actually, Jesus in the Bible says many times, my Father sent me. So that's wonderful. So the Son was sent by the Father. And then, he's the Word. John chapter 1, in the beginning it was the Word. The beginning of what? The beginning of everything. And this is why we say that Jesus is the one who created the whole world. Everything was created by him and for him. He's the Word, the Logos. And this word sent down to Mary. So Jesus was where? He was above. You see in Arabic, it says Alqaha. Alqa is not only just like it have to come from higher place. You know, it have to come from a higher place. So it's not only he sent it, he sent that word down. So Jesus is coming from above. He is not from this earth. And that explains what John 8, when Jesus says, I am not from this world, I am from above, you are from below. So the Quran confirms what the Bible says, that Jesus was sent by the Father. For God, he loved the world, he sent his only begotten Son. And Jesus is the Word of God, and the Word became a flesh. And that Word has the Spirit with it. What is spirit? Let's read carefully. And a spirit proceeding from him. Him who? According to the Quran, Allah. So the spirit of Jesus is the spirit of God. So the foolish Muhammad, he decided to fight the Trinity, but he created his own version of Trinity. Because look, is it possible to be one and three in the same time? The foolish Muhammad, he said yes. Jesus is a man, he's a messenger. This is number one. Jesus is the Word. This is number two. And Jesus is the Spirit. That is number three. But Jesus is one Jesus. The three is one. And remember, this is not our Trinity. But the idiot who is making this verse, he is trying to find the Trinity, but he come with a new Trinity, confirming that yes, it's possible. Not only possible, it is one and three in the same time. Can the Muslim now, they say we don't believe in this? Can they say this is wrong? Can they say the Quran did not say that Jesus is a messenger? Can they say he is not the Word? Can they say that he is not the Spirit? Actually, Muhammad himself, he said that Jesus is the Word of Allah and his Spirit. Can you believe it? How in the world a man who is fighting the Trinity, he say such a thing? And remember, in Kalimatullah and the Spirit of Allah, according to the Muslims, according to Muhammad, is a title was given only to Jesus. Moses is not the word of Allah. Muhammad is not word of Allah. Abraham, they, whatever, none of them. It is a name. Given only to Jesus. Actually, we can find that in the hadith. Let me find it for you. And by the way, those are exist in the Shia and the Sunni. Together. Let us see if we can find this hadith in English here. Well, I have the hadith in front of me in Arabic, but I want to find the hadith which is in English so we can show you. It's okay, even if it took us a little bit of time, we will find it. As you know, I don't prepare for my videos, you know, and thank God I don't. Here we go. Let us see where we can find it. Look what the Muslim they did. You see here between two brackets, they would saying be and it was, but this is not what the hadith is saying. Nowhere it says this thing. This is why you find it between the bracket. So they will go to Jesus as he is the soul of Allah, not a soul created by Allah. You see the first translation, they say soul created by Allah. Now, to get the Muslim busted, we copy the text here as it is. You will see nowhere it says he is a soul created by Allah, and Allah said to him be, and he was the word of Allah. Allah said to him, nowhere it says that. It says وَلَكِنْ عَلَيْكُمْ بِعِيسَى فَإِنَّهُ رُوحُ اللَّهِ وَكَلِمَتُهُ. I will open Google Translation in front of your eyes. Actually, you know what? You can do this. I don't know if the admins are posting the link for you. You can yourself, maybe post it for everybody. You can do this just to show you how you cannot trust them. This is why I say, if you don't speak Arabic, you will never learn the truth about the cult of Muhammad, because Muslims are not decent when they speak about the religion. Did you ask yourself why they added those things? Look what we will do. I will not go to Google. We have the Arabic in the right side and the translation made by the Muslim in the left side. So what we will do, we will click and translate by Google, and we will see if it says here as they said. Does it say go to Jesus as he is solely created by Allah and his word? Does it say that? How we will find out? Very simple. Click translate to English. Remember, the right side will be English translation by Google. The left side is the one made by the Muslims. So go to Isa. Okay, go to Isa. Who is Isa? The Google translation giving me very weird translation. What is that? Okay, this is not English. The stupid Google is choosing, I don't know what language. Choose another language. Yeah, translate into English. Yeah, but we want translate the detect this is not English. Choose another language. Arabic. All right. Now we translate. Let us see. What's wrong with this Google? Hold on, guys. Google is confused. Detect Arabic. Okay. Now no, this is wrong here. Translate to English. All right. Okay. I know why this thing is not working. I keep choosing the language English and I get this. I don't know what even this is that. You know, what language is that? So I'm not sure why this is happening. Translate to English. Google is confused about the language here. So look what we will do. I don't know if it works on your side. I don't know if it works with you. You can try it. Maybe I have a problem with my browser. But look what we will do anyway. We will copy here this sentence and we will go to Google Translation. Google Translation. And I will copy in front of your eyes. We go to Google Translation. Paste. Google Translation doing the stupid thing again. Translating Arabic into see, it says Sindihi. Detect, this is Sindihi. Stupid Google. Do you see? Guys, do you see the translation? Go to Jesus. The translation here is but be upon with you. This is wrong translation. It says go to Jesus. Alaykum bi Isa. For he is the Spirit of God and his word. Do you see it? And honest to my God, I am not allowed to swear, but God is my witness. This is what it says in the hadith. ولكن عليكم بعيسى فإنه روح الله وكلمته. Go to Jesus, for he is the word of God and he is his spirit. Not a word from him. He is the word of God, not a word from him. He is the Spirit of God, not a spirit of him or from him. Do you see it? This is why I say, and some of you get upset, says, well, those who don't know Arabic, not only they do not know how to debate Muslims, well, they are short of knowledge because you don't know Arabic. Well, I try to force, Google to change the language, but it's not happening. The detect language, when I click at the detect language, how you can change that? I choose another language. Page is not detected language. Okay, let's see now, maybe now. Let us see, I will try now. Okay. It choose to Amharic. I horrible. This page is not Amharic. I choose Arabic. It shows. I don't know what's wrong with this Google. Let me try again. Now we choose Arabic again. Here we go. Finally it worked. Finally it worked. Okay. I chose the language. You see, change the it worked. So let us see. But anyway, already we prove it, Go to Isa, for he is the Spirit of God and his word. Do you see it? People, do you see it? Even Google Translation is getting them busted. You see, this is in the same site. So why in Arabic it says something, in English it says something else? Why the Muslim, they have false translation? Because they are following the devil. People who follow God, they will not lie about what their prophet saying. They will not add things. Your prophet, he says he is the Spirit of God and his word. Put it as it is. And now you ask yourself, why they change it? Because they have to. Because this is an embarrassment. Jesus is the Spirit of God and His Word, and this is a title was given only to Jesus. Glory to His name. So is the Spirit of God was exist before the birth of Jesus, Muslims? If Jesus is the Word of God, and Jesus is the Spirit of God, not a spirit from God, we are showing you your stupid prophet speaking. He is the Word of God and He is the Spirit of God, not from God. Did your prophet make a mistake? Or maybe he's an idiot. So was the Word of God exist before Mary? Absolutely. So when a Muslim he asked the question, your prophet, he got you busted. Now we continue, and now we go to Allah. Who created Allah? See, I'm going to use the logic of the Muhammadan. If you are born of material, according to Muslims, that's you are not God. But Jesus is born of a flesh, but He exists before the flesh. The flesh is, you know, he humbled Himself. The Bible says, for God He humbled Himself and He came in the flesh of a man. This is the humble of God. But how we can solve the problem? That Allah Himself, He have body parts. This is how He is. He is from the beginning, according to Muslims, a shin, a leg, a hand, 5 fingers. You have a face. If Allah, He have a body part, you remember when David Wood, he asked Mimi Hijab, our sister Mimi Hijab, he said to her, your God have body part? Who said, who said so? You remember? Who said so? Stranger, he said, Jesus is the word of Allah just like Muhammad. Okay, show me reference that Muhammad is the word of Allah. Show me where Muhammad, he says, I am the word of Allah. Are you a fool or what? I just showed you that this is only a title was given to Jesus. There's no, you see, Muhammad, he gave names. Ibrahim, Khalilullah, the lover of Allah. Musa's Kalimullah, the one who speaks to God. Jesus is Kalimatullah wa Ruhahu. He is the word of Allah and His Spirit. Muhammad is what? The horny of Allah. So when a Muslim, he make a statement, he throw them in the bushes, we'll laugh at you. Show me reference, my friend. Show me where your prophet is the Spirit of Allah. Show me where it says that your prophet is the word of Allah. And not only that, it says His word. It says His Spirit, not a spirit made by Him, as they try to say in the translation. Right? Now, who created the shin of Allah? Is Allah born of His shin? Is Allah came to existence after His shin, or His shin became before Him? You see, if Allah is God, why He is even a shin? Why He have a shin? If we ask a stranger here, stranger, how many fingers your God He have? Muslims, how many fingers Allah He has? Anyone can tell me? Who as a Muslim can tell me how many fingers Allah He has? You see, I will use your logic. Did Allah create His fingers? Or Allah exists with 5 fingers already? Remember, 5 fingers on every hand. So you have 10 fingers like us. And the funny, they say to us, nothing like Allah. Who is a Muslim when tell me? You know, when the tit boy, Mimi Hijab, he said, Allah had body part? Who said so? Who said so? Let us see and take a look what the Muslim Sunni they believe. And remember, Mimi Hijab, she is a, she is a Sunni. Actually, his friend Fifi, he have a video speaking about Allah. He have hands. You can go watch it. And he was saying to the Sheikh, yeah, Sheikh, if Allah, he said he have hands, how we can deny that? Oh, you can. If you are Mimi Hijab, you can. And not a single Muslim said to him, what's wrong with you, man? All of us, we believe that Allah have body part. But because they are hypocrite, they want to win a debate, not the truth. They want to make a mockery of David Wood, but they don't want to tell the truth. So they think by making mockery, they won the debate until now, and for centuries to come, we are going to laugh at you. Because only fake people who don't believe in their God, they lie about their God teaching. If you lie even about the nature of your God, so what is left in your faith? Nothing. This is the Sheikh. This is not Mimi Hijab. He is teaching the Muslims, and he have a station. He's speaker from Saudi Arabia. Go, brother. Tell us about Allah.
Allah described in the Quran that he has a face. Allah described in the Quran that he has two hands when he addressed Iblis, Satan. And he told him, what prevented you from prostrating to what I have created with my two hands? So this is what Allah described himself. Allah says in Surah Al-Qalam that on the day of judgment, Allah Azza wa Jal would uplift and show his leg. وَيُكْشَفُ عَنْ سَاقٍ وَيُدْعَوْنَ إِلَى السُّجُودِ.
No, CP, it doesn't say that, CP. Allah don't have a body part, CP. Allah don't have a... Lie number 50. CP says Allah have a leg. Allah, he have what? Allah will lift up what? Say it again, please.
Qalam, that on the day of judgment, Allah Azza wa Jal would uplift and show his leg. وَيُكْشَفُ عَنْ سَاقٍ وَيُدْعَوْنَ إِلَى السُّجُودِ.
I cannot stop my meditation time now. We have a God who have one leg. He's not a kangaroo. He's not a chicken. He is not a bird. His one leg of him was eaten by the shark in the beach. He's God. And this God have one leg. Question, Muslims. Allah was a leg, or he is born of that leg. As long the leg is a physical being, and Allah have fingers, physical, they are physics. Actually, do you remember yesterday or 2 days ago, we have a Muslim, he called me and he said Allah, his name is Abdul Wasiya. Do you remember him? I will make a video about that topic. But just a reminder, I don't know which moment I can play the video again for you. We asked him, your name is Abdul Wasiya, what does that mean? And I know what it means, but I wanted him to say. So I am the slave of the large. I mean, even the names of God is weird. Their God is large. Like your God is what? He is the slave of the larger. I said larger from what? Is he larger from his chair or smaller from a chair? He said he is larger. Then I said, then how he can sit in his side of his chair? Then he said he is a smaller. Go watch the video and laugh. So Muslims, as long as Jesus, he cannot be God because he's born of his mother, but we showed you that Jesus' existence have nothing to do with his mother, and he exists even before Abraham. Here we have a different problem. Allah, his existence was exist before his shin or after his shin. If he is exist with his shin together, explain. Who is the one who made the material of the shin of Allah? Did Allah created his shin or somebody else created his shin for him? Any Muslim can answer? You see, we are not asking about the chair of Allah, which is supposedly 8 wheels or, beast, they will carry it. Muslim, they say it's an angels, but they have 4 faces, each one of them. We are not talking about those. We are talking about Allah, He have a leg. And why Allah has a leg? Can Allah exist without His leg? All those questions Muslims don't dare to ask because they have no answer for it anyway. When Allah, He says He have a leg, is that because He need His leg or it was extra part? Why is Jesus called Qawl al-Haq, as saying of the truth, not al-Haq? Hold on, you see, you just get your prophet busted. This Abdul, I don't know, are you working for me? Muslim, they will say, now I pay you. Trust me, they will say that. So stranger, he said, why is Jesus called Qawl al-Haq? This is in the Quran. Qawl al-Haq. Jesus called Qawl al-Haq. If we go in the Quran, just to show you how silly, I mean, those Muslims, I don't know what they eat. I have no idea. I mean, you see, now I understand the reason of diarrhea in this word. Honestly, reading the Quran and reading the statement of Muslims make you believe that diarrhea is coming only from Allah. Such was Jesus, the son of Mary. It is the statement of the truth, but it's not he is the statement. It is the statement about him. What it says there. So you stupid, you say Jesus is Qawl al-Haq. Idiot, potato. You don't even know how to read your Quran. This is not the name of Jesus. This is what this is saying. This is all what you taught to you is the truth, which means all the verses previously, what we said about Jesus is true. The stupid you know, you remind me of Muhammad. He heard somebody saying that Abraham, he said to his father Azar. So Muhammad, he thought that Azar is the name of the father of Abraham. But the statement was saying Abraham, he said to his father, foolish. So the stupid Muhammad, he thought that the word foolish is the name of Abraham's father. And all of us, we knew that the Bible have different name for Abraham's father, how his name became Azar. This is what happened to you. An ignorant following ignorant, blind leading blind. We end with diarrhea. Don't forget to wash. And you remind me, the Muslims, they say that Allah have 99 names. One of them, the truth. One of them is what? The truth. Do you know that Muhammad, he was stealing the sentence of Jesus in John 14:6, where Jesus says, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. Do you know that? All of those description is description for God only. For life is only from God. Truth is only God. The way of salvation is only the way of God. And the Muslim, they say to you, where Jesus says, I am God, worship me. So the filthy Muhammad, he stole the names of Jesus and he gave them to his God, Allah. If you go to the names of Allah, 99 names, you will see the truth. Al-Hayy, the resurrector, those belong to Jesus. Jesus said, I am the resurrection. So what is else? I mean, what is left? I am the truth. I am the way. I am the life, which means without him, nothing is created. You see, if a prophet, he come to me, he says, I am the truth, he is claiming to be God. If he say, I am the life, that's it. This guy, he is claiming for sure to be God. And then if you say, I am the resurrection, that's it. And they say to you, where Jesus says, I am God. Worship me. This is confirmed. The thief Muhammad, he was a fraud, but a fool. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. In him who? Jesus said, I am the life. I am the light. I am the Alpha. I am the Omega. I am the resurrection. I am who I am. You know, there is a chapter in the Bible. Let me pour it out. Almost the whole chapter is about the fool. I'm sure many of you did not understand, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And somehow I feel like this chapter was written for Muhammad, literally. Let's see, let me get it. Just for a laugh. So we can laugh at Muhammad, how the Bible speak about him. The man who claimed to be speaking of God, how he exposed himself.
Proverbs 10. The Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but he casteth away the substance of the wicked. He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. He that gathereth in summer is a wise son, but he that sleepeth in harvest is a son that causeth shame. Blessings are upon the head of the just, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked.
Amen.
The memory of the just is blessed, but the name of the wicked shall rot. The wise in heart will receive commandments, but a prating fool shall fall. He that walketh uprightly walketh surely, but he that perverteth his ways shall be known.
Absolutely.
He that winketh with the eye causeth sorrow, but a prating fool shall fall. The mouth of a righteous man is a well of life, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked.
Muhammad.
Hatred stirreth up strifes, but love covereth all sins.
Amen.
In the lips of him that hath understanding wisdom is found, but a rod is for the back of him that is void of understanding. Wise men lay up knowledge, but the mouth of the foolish is near destruction. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. The labor of the righteous tendeth to life, the fruit of the wicked to sin. He is in the way of life that keepeth instruction, but he that refuseth reproof erreth. He that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander, is a fool. In the multitude of words there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. The tongue of the just is as choice silver, the heart of the wicked is little worth. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for want of wisdom. The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. It is as sport to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding hath wisdom. The fear of the wicked it shall come upon him, but the desire of the righteous shall be granted. As the whirlwind passeth, so is the wicked no more, but the righteous is an everlasting foundation. As vinegar to the teeth, and as smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to them that send him. The fear of the Lord prolongeth days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. The hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. The way of the Lord is strength to the upright, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The righteous shall never be removed, but the wicked shall not inhabit the earth. The mouth of the just bringeth forth wisdom, but the froward tongue shall be cut out. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked speaketh frowardness.
I mean to that. Did you hear, Muslims? The mouth of the just bringeth forth wisdom, but the froward tongue shall be cut out. Amazing. That's what happened to Muhammad. We cut his tongue. When the Christian they came to debate him, do you know the Muslim they said the Christians, no, the Christian they debated Muhammad. Where's the debate? Oh no, he debate. Where's the debate? You Muslims, you're right. Muhammad touched his ass. You're right. Muhammad touched his ass. Muhammad touched his penis. You say Muhammad touched his penis. Muhammad he sneezed. You write it in the book. Muhammad he sneezed. The Prophet of Allah he fought. You write Muhammad fought. And the debate, you cannot write it. The Prophet he took a booger from the wall of the Kaaba. You write it down. The Prophet took a booger from the Kaaba. A dog entered the mosque and he pee. We write down. The dog entered the mosque and he pee, and the Prophet did not clean after him. The Prophet he pray and Aisha her legs is open. The Prophet he pray and Aisha is sleeping in front of him. The Prophet he sucked the tongue of Aisha. The Prophet is ordering Aisha to put a sheet between her legs. You write everything, but there's no debate. Where's the debate? No, he debated the Christians. You're lying. Where is the debate? So look what happened here. The foolish Muhammadan who question how Jesus can be God, yet he is born of Mary, they will not answer how God Allah, he practiced reincarnation. Because all of Islam is based on reincarnation. When Muslim they die, Allah will give him, when a Muslim he die as a martyr, Allah will give him a body of a bird. He will be born again as a bird. And this is supposedly in the heaven. But here the important is, Allah himself is creating his own body part. A Muslim he say to you, well, nowhere it says that Allah he create his own body. Well, if nowhere Allah he create his body, then obviously Allah he is borrowing his body from somebody he created for him. Read carefully with me and try not to laugh. And remember, this is not me who is talking here, this is your prophet. So you can say this is a lie, you can say whatever you say, it's just against your prophet, not against me. This is Sahih Bukhari, so you cannot say it's weak as usual, the game of weak and strong and all garbage. A stupid religion. Hadith number 6573. Allah will come to the Abduls in the judgment day. They ask Muhammad, the first Abdul, the biggest Abdul in the world, are we going to see Allah in the judgment day? Muhammad he compare Allah to seeing the moon and the sun, and those are physical objects. They are not metaphorical. And then he says, continue saying, Allah will come to them in a shape other than the one they know. In different translation they say the one they saw, or hadith. And they will say, he will say, I am your Lord. and they will say, we seek refuge with Allah from you. So the Muslims will refuse Allah, and they will not accept Allah to be God. Why? Because He come in a shape other than one they know. So what we learn from this, Allah have many shapes. Now here the question is, to make it simple for you, or maybe we should read more a little bit. So He come to them in other shape. That means there's shape number 1, and now this is shape number 2. So He will come to them, the Muslim, they will reject Him because they could not recognize His shape. Then Allah will come to them in the shape which they know. See it? And He will say, I am your Lord. Then they will say, no doubt you are our Lord. So look what happened now. Muhammad, he confirmed that Allah first time He come, just for the sake of explanation, this is the first Allah. Let us say He is a square. The first Allah is a square. And because Allah is infinite according to Muslims, He's a square inside a square, inside a square, inside a square, inside a box, and the box is inside 7 seas. So this is the first Allah. Then Allah, He come to them in a shape other than the first shape. Let us say, this is the second Allah. He looked like an egg. And because Allah is infinite, infinity, sorry, He is an egg inside an egg, inside an egg, inside an egg. I mean, you can imagine all the eggs in the world. So when Allah come first time, the Muslim, they will spit at Him and they will say to Him, shish kebab, you are a liar. Lie number 100, you are not our God. Okay? You are not our God. But Allah Himself is talking. He said to them, I am your Lord. The Abdul, they will jump, they have watermelon in their hand, and they will throw at Muhammad, Allah, they will throw tomato, potato, and they will make video for him, says lie number 100, Allah is not our God. Like, what the heck? What is the proof, brother? Brother Tithar, Allah, this is not our God, because He did not come to us in the same what we thought. What the heck? So the Muslim themselves, they will give Allah a finger and they will say to Him, we finger you, fingerin, fingeru, because you change your shape. Now, this is not our topic actually. As long Allah, He changed His shape and He have multi-shape. Who is the one making those shape? Shape is a physical being inside a physical space. The second you use the word shape, you are talking about physics. We heard the Sheikh saying that Allah have a hand, Allah have a leg, Allah have a fingers, Allah have a face, Allah have a back, Allah, yeah, whatever. You heard him. But now things is getting more complicated. Because now what Allah did to the 5 fingers He have, you see, remember, if we take into consideration what Allah He said about Himself, Allah have a face. His hair, you know, this is His hair. And Allah have 2 eyes. He have a mouth. You can tell I am very good in drawing, right? I mean, come on. And then Allah, He have a shin. Okay, now okay, this is the shin of Allah. According to Muslims, there's nowhere it says Allah have a chest or breast. It says He have face, He have a shin, and He have 2 hands in the right side, 5 fingers. The other hand. And don't think dirty, please. This is a hand, it's not something else. So this is Allah. Allah have a face, Allah have a shin, Allah have 2 hands, and both hands are right hands, and each hand have 5 fingers. Okay, so this is the true shape of Allah. Now Allah is going to come in different shape. What is that shape? We do not know. But we can use our imagination. This is a new Allah. When a new Allah come to the Muslims they reject him because he changed his shape. Here what they see, like something look like a fish and have like something in the back, it's like a booger or something, or a pimple, I don't know what is that. And they say to him, you are not Allah. Not only that, they say to him, not Allah, they say to him, we seek refuge by Allah from you, which means they accuse him to be the devil. They accuse Allah to be the devil himself. He said to them, Allah will come to them in a shape they know. Then they will believe him. But when Allah he come to them in a shape other than the one they know, they will seek refuge by Allah from Allah, which means they believe Allah is a devil just because he changed the shape. But the problem now, if God, who is supposedly Jesus, according to the Christians, is what we believe, he is born of Mary, and that will make the Muslim question how God he became in the flesh. Muslim, they reject that God because he is born of a woman. Is that exactly what you did to your God? Here we go. Your God, Allah himself, he is coming to you in different shape, in different flesh. What you Muslim you do to him? You spat at him. You say to him, you are not Allah, we seek refuge with Allah from you. Which means you are not only refusing him, you are accusing Allah to be the devil. So I ask the Muslims, Jesus, he is the God of the Christians, and even your Quran proving that. Jesus is born as a miracle. He spoke in the cradle, miracle. He did not need God to teach him word, according to your Quran. He's born with it. He did not receive an angel. See, the Quran says that Allah, he supported Jesus by the Holy Spirit. But nowhere the Quran says that Allah, he supported Muhammad by the Holy Spirit. Can you believe it? So Jesus is born and the Holy Spirit is with him. And Muhammad the fool, he made the Holy Spirit Jibreel later. So my friend, if you are a Muslim and you are questioning Jesus, be honest. Try to question Jesus and everything then. Try to question how Jesus can be just a prophet and he can feed thousands and thousands. How he can be a prophet, but he can create from the mud the bird, as the Quran said. You want to tell me that Allah, he made him have that power? Doesn't make any difference. The Quran confirmed that Jesus is a creator. When Jesus says, I am the life, as we saw in John 14, verse number 6, I am the life. And then we see that the Quran says that Jesus, he blew into the mud and he made a bird. He created a bird. And that mentioned in many times in the Quran. And who have the permission, according to the Quran, to create from the mud the bird? Only Jesus. But how you can give a permission to be creator? Did God give his power? He gave up his power to Jesus. Now we have two gods. Because if you are saying to me not to believe in Jesus as God, and then you say to me that Jesus, right now as we speak, there's birds created by him in the sky. As we speak now, according to the yellow pages of Muhammad, Jesus, he made a clay as it were the figure of a bird, and he breathed into it. You see, the translation here is very false. It says, I breathe into it. I have come to you with signs from your Lord. Okay, the Muslim, they will say, okay, it says, come on, it's coming from sign from the Lord, no problem. The design for you out of the clay, as it were a figure of a bird, and breathe into it. I breathe into it, not breathe. He breathed into it. See, who is the one who breathed into things and give them life? God. You see, Jesus did not make a figure of a bird and Allah, he breathed into it to do a miracle to Jesus. No, the Quran says, and I breathe فَأَنْفُخُ فِيهِ. If you change the translator, you will see different translation. All of them, they lie. So suddenly you will see the word I appear or disappear, depending in the stupidity of the translation or the decency. The Muslim, they will say to you, everything Jesus was doing was by the leave of Allah. That is your claim, prove it. Isn't it the Quran says, Atu bi burhanikum in kuntum sadiqeen? Give your proofs if you are truthful. I'm typing in English. The Quran have tons of verses speaking about, well, give your proofs in kuntum sadiqeen. Give us your proof. If you are truthful, give us your proof. What is the proof? Muhammad, he could not do anything of those. If Muhammad, he is a messenger from the same God which he sent the Isa in Islam, well, then how Isa he have all those miracles? The Muslim, they have videos to explain to you. They say, brother and sister, in the time of Jesus, the science was the #1 top thing in the world. In the time of Jesus, science was #1. Is that what was happening in the time of Jesus? Why? At the time of Jesus, there was computers, and they have scanning machines, and they have X-ray. In the time of Jesus, the science was #1, and Muhammad, he came 600 years after. There's no science. And what does have to do with science? Why Jesus was giving medicine to the people? Did Jesus give medicine to the blind man? He said to him, drink it like 3 times a day. Put it in your eye. I mean, they have the most silly, stupid, dummy answers you can imagine. They can't explain how Jesus have all of this. So the Quran was debating the Christians, supposedly. Allah, he debating the Christians, saying, oh, the Christians, they say that nobody will enter heaven except Christians and Jews. Say, give us your proof if you are truthful. We have the proof. We have Jesus. We have Jesus who can make the blind see. What about your proof? All the miracles the Muslim, they quote for you about Muhammad, you'll find it in a hadith, and none of them make sense because it's against the Quran. The Quran says Allah, he refrained from giving Muhammad miracles. He refrained, that's it. Muhammad got busted. He kept saying to him, why you don't have miracles? Okay, you see the stupidity. The same person saying to the Christian, give us your proof if you are truthful. Well, give us your proof if you are truthful, Muhammad. Walk in the water like Jesus. Make the blind see like Jesus. At least do what Allah told you to do. Isn't it Allah, he told Adam to make his sons give sacrifice, and the one who Allah he accept his sacrifice, he will send a fire to consume it? The Jews, they said to him the same. They said to him, if you are a prophet, do what Allah told us. And remember, this is a story. The Jews saying Allah told us. This is what Muhammad said. The Jews don't believe in Allah. But this is what the Quran is saying. The Jews, they said to him, if you are a person who is saying the truth, give a sacrifice, as what happened to Abraham. As what happened to Abraham. Can you? What Muhammad he said to them? He said, Allah refrained from giving miracles. Allah he refrained from giving miracles. That's it. Allah was giving miracles all the time. But in the time of Muhammad, Allah cannot give a proof, one proof, that Muhammad is a prophet. Or what the Jews, they said. And this is the Quran, as you see, chapter 3, verse 183. Verily Allah has taken our promise not to believe in any messenger unless he bring us an offering, which the fire from the heaven shall devour. Now Allah is answering, says, there come to you a messenger before me with a clear sign, and even with what you speak of. Why then did you kill them if you are truthful? Here, the stupid Muhammad, he made another mistake. Hey Muslims, who is the messengers which the Jews killed? Any Muslim can tell me? Who is the messenger before Muhammad? He was killed by the Jews. Muslims? And what does have to do with the challenge? Can't Allah, I mean, hey Allah, make it happen. Okay, put a chicken there, put a lamb, put a cow, send fire, and that's it. Support your prophet. No, he cannot. You see how obvious that this person is a liar? Do you see? Do we have any Muslim here have an objection? Do we have any Abdul have an objection here? Very simple challenge. Still Muhammad, he came with excuse that you did not believe in people who came before me, which is not true. Because most of the Jews actually, they believe in Jesus. You see, now we say there's Jews, they don't believe in Jesus. That's not true. Remember, all the disciples of Jesus, they were Jews. So the first one who believe in Jesus, actually, they are the Jews. So how we say nobody believe? Did the Jews believe in Moses? Yes. Did the Jews believe in Jesus? The majority, yes. And this is not nothing except an excuse of a false prophet. Why Jesus did not say to them, I'm not going to do miracles? They killed the prophets. But Jesus did miracles. Why does God is in this ability only with Muhammad? For a very simple reason. He's a very false prophet. I saw somebody asking a lady in the chat saying, where is the kingdom of God? You know, this is when somebody, he ate too much beans. And he opened his mouth. Where is the kingdom of God? Do you want me to give you the direction? Should we use Google Map for you? Where is the kingdom of God? Hey Tracy, where is the kingdom of God? Don't get married, okay? She will leave you. Do we have any Abdul? Mayday, Mayday. This is what happened when you stay with the fool, you know. The fool, you know, if you associate yourself with the fools, they will make you more foolish. You associate yourself with people who speak knowledge and wisdom, they will make you more knowledgeable. As simple as that. Very simple. If you stay with a donkey for 40 days, still you will not become a horse. He's a donkey himself. He cannot make you a horse. This is why the Chinese, they said, he lived as a donkey, he never came back as a horse. This is about a person who spent his life traveling. And this is what Muslims, they say about Muhammad. Muhammad, brother, he was a prophet. He died at the age of 63. So at the age of 63, he did not learn Arabic, how to write his name. I can teach you how to write Arabic. I mean, a person who speaks Arabic, it's very easy. It will take you not even a week. So this guy is a prophet of God. And he is now 63 years old. Still, he cannot write his name. He left as a donkey. He never came back as a horse. And the funny, there's a person, he called himself Palestine. Hey, Abdul, I have a bad news for you. Your God, Allah, never mentioned the word Palestine. If you want to see that word, you go to the Bible. However, the news went so more bad for you, Mr. Palestine, because your God, Allah, is a Zionist. I'm talking about the new Zionism. For if you see in the Quran, Allah, he said that Allah, he ordered the Jews to slaughter all the Palestinians. Do you see it? This is your Quran. I remember once I was doing a seminar in the Philippines. A Muslim, he put his hand up. He said, sir, how you support somebody is unjust like the Israeli? They took the land of the Palestinian. So I said, you think really this is not their land? He said, it's not their land. I said, are you sure? He said, I'm very sure. I said, okay. Can you open for me the Quran, chapter 5, verse number 21, and read for us? He said, okay. So he grabbed his phone, and he searched, and he started like whispering. I said, no, read in the microphone. He put the microphone next to his chair, because he was using his two hands to open the phone. I said, no, grab the microphone, and read for us, Abdul. You know? So he took the microphone, he says, "O my people, enter the Holy Land, Palestine, which Allah has assigned to you, and turn not back in fight." See, Allah, he gave us the land. I said, Abdul, this is Allah speaking to the Jews, not to you. Allah was ordering Moses to go and kill all the Palestinians. He said, it doesn't say that. I said, read the verse after it. And then he continued. They said, oh Moses. You should see his face. Actually, speaking of Abdul, once I was in this is in the Philippines too. I was taking the elevator, and you know, like I was speaking on the phone, speaking Arabic. So this Abdul, he's growing like a little beard, and he have a hat in his head, so you can tell he's a Muslim. So he heard me speaking Arabic, And I lost signal inside the elevator, so I stopped talking and said, so he said, MashaAllah, you speak Arabic. I said, how are you doing, Abdul? He said, no, sorry. He said, you speak Arabic. I said, hey, hi, Abdul. He said, MashaAllah, you know my name? MashaAllah, you know, like the guy was astonished, like, what? You know, I said to him, hey, Abdul, how are you doing? You know, he said, hi, MashaAllah, you speak Arabic. I said, hi, Abdul. MashaAllah, you know, how you know my name? Like, how you know my name? The guy, like, he could not believe it. And then I took him downstairs, and you know, we chatted, and I showed him verses from the Quran, and he said, if this is true, I will leave Islam. After that, he saw me a week or two after that, and he have his wife with him wearing a burqa, and he winked to me not to talk to him. Like he winked, you know, like, don't talk, don't say anything. Abdul. Anyway, so as you see, Muslims, they speak because of their ignorance. They know nothing about their religion. And really, honestly, I feel sorry for you. When you try to put Jesus down, you are putting yourself down. Now we will go to some comment before we leave. And actually the video became so long. But what we can do. A Muslim said to me, her name or his name, I don't know, Ibrahima maybe. Mbai. He says, you are just a clear blasphemer. You have no real argument. Only cherry picking. Thank you very much. You just said that we have a cherry picking. That's mean you have the cherries. Because we cannot pick it unless it is there. So are you saying that when Muhammad, he says, go and bite the penis of your father, that was the cherry? Well, the question is, what kind of a prophet he said? When your prophet says the sun set in hot water, is that the cherry? Well, this is what your prophet said. It's not my fault that you have the cherries. So, yes, we show the garbage of Muhammad, what you expect, but you just admitted that Muhammad is full of garbage. Thank you very much. Next time, send your parents to talk to me. Second comment. This is Abdul, I think, from Indonesia. I think this is Indonesian, maybe. He is saying, ربما يود الذين كفروا لو كانوا مسلمين. Maybe those who they are kuffar like to be Muslims. Okay, did you see how stupid what you just said? Have you ever heard of a God? He say maybe. I mean, how stupid this statement is. So the kuffar, maybe they like to be Muslim. Maybe. This is God talking. God, he's saying maybe those kuffar, perhaps, look, Allah saying perhaps. Allah is not sure, like maybe Christian prince like to be Muslim, maybe not. Do you think he like or he don't? Perhaps. Like what? So this is the verse you decide to pause for me to shut me up? You did. No comment. Perhaps. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this religion? And by the way, all the Quran is a book of maybe. All the Quran, you see, this is asa. All of this asa is maybe. Maybe. Maybe Allah will come soon. Maybe. But who's talking? Allah. Why the Quran saying? Because Muhammad is a fraud. He can't say he will end it because that will be a prophecy. And if it did not happen, people will laugh at him. So he add maybe. Hey guys, I'm going to make a prophecy. Maybe I will win the lotto. Like, what? Christian Prince? How you can say such a prophecy, brother? Brother, I can. And now nobody can prove me wrong because I added maybe. 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 Ah, another Abdul, he posted, he says, do you know the punishment of those who make mockery of Allah? Maybe. Maybe Allah will end our life soon. Maybe. Hey, but Abdul, I'm alive for a long time. You know, it's time for me to die anyway. You know, I mean, we are getting older, not younger. Maybe Allah will kill you. And then when Christian Prince he died, they say, Allah killed him. And you know, the maybe thing, the maybe game, and I mean, it's maybe Allah will forgive them. Like, what the heck? For those, there is hope that Allah forgive them. This is a false translation. Where is the word maybe? It's gone. Change the translator. Where is the maybe? The maybe is gone. Hilali and Khan, you idiot. Where is the maybe? No maybe no more. No maybe, baby. For those, there is hope that Allah forgive. فَأُولَٰئِكَ عَسَى اللَّهَ أَنْ where it says what it says in translation here. In Arabic it says عَسَى Allah. Maybe Allah. We hope that Allah. But how Allah he can say such a thing if he is Allah? Here it says there's a hope, but in Arabic it says maybe. Change the translator. Let's see. I will change translators. Wahududan Khan. I mean, I didn't know even where the name's coming from. Look. We just changed the translator, the Quran, new Quran, Alhamdulillah. New Quran, brother. Allah may will burden them. Look, what the heck? Who is the one who's talking? Allah. Allah saying, God may will burden them. And God is ever burdening. I'm saying correct? Yes, excuse my English. Allah is ever burdening. This is a new one. Allah is burdening. You know what? I like Allah the burdening, to be honest with you. I mean, how come on? Like, look, Allah the burdening. May Allah may will burden them. Who's talking Allah? Like, how in the word Allah he say Allah may? Like, what the heck? Who's talking? Allah saying Allah may will burden them. I mean, is that a translation or a translation? Change the translator. This is Wahdid Khan. Let us see different one. Shakira. So this, it may be. Look. Look how they word. The new word appear now. So this, it may be Allah will burden them. Allah saying that. Allah saying, so Allah maybe will burden them. May Allah, maybe Allah will burden you, Christian Prince. The religion of God, maybe. Here we have this guy, his name is Judge, he said. Who does more wrong, those who fabricate lies against Allah or denied his, what? His revelation. I mean, nobody can do wrong more than this, my brother. I mean, come on. I mean, fabricate. You idiot, we are showing you everything in the screen. Fabricate what? We never said one statement is not in the screen. We are just reading your book. Like, brother, when the Prophet, brother, he said the sun set in hot spring. Is that a fabrication, brother, from the Christians or from the Muslims? Narrated Abu Dhar, which means the father of the ants, I was sitting behind Allah Messenger. Good you did. Never sit in front of Muhammad. Dangerous. Allah, who was riding a donkey while the sun was setting, he asked, do you know where this sit? Muhammad said. I replied, Allah and his apostle knows best, because Muslims are mushrikeen kuffar. They associate the knowledge of Allah with their prophet, knowledge of God with knowledge of a man. Allah and Muhammad knows best, equal. He said, it's set in a spring of warm water, Hamiyah. Brother, do you think this is our fabrication, brother? Brother and sister, this is da'if. This is da'if. This is da'if. Brother and sister, this is da'if. Brother, it says here sahih. Not only sahih, sahih in chain. Brother and sister, this is da'if. This is da'if. This is da'if. Brother and sister. Anything will look like poo-poo for Muhammad, for Muhammadan, they will call it da'if. All the poo-poo of Muhammad have one name for Muslims. Da'if. Da'if. Muhammad make poo-poo? Da'if. Muhammad da'if. 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 I have hadith da'if. I did not even say the hadith yet. Da'if. 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 Brother, when the prophet he discovered where the sun goes, brother, is that da'if? I have tons of videos of YouTubers, full YouTubers saying this is hadith, is very authentic. What we will do with it now? And this is al-Bukhari. Brother, da'if. This is al-Bukhari and this is Quran too. It's da'if. 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 My friend, I just want to ask you to bring me some water. What? Anything you say, they will say to you da'if. Da'if. I believe that a Muslim, after watching my video, he go to his wife. She said to him, can you sleep with me tonight? He will say to her, da'if. Weak. Can you do da'if? But we need to have kids. Da'if. But da'if. Da'if. What's wrong with you? Da'if. Hey, by the way, do you know that Muhammad was the most da'if person in the earth when it's come to sexual intercourse? I can show the reference. He said, I was the most weak person in the, sorry, not weak, the most da'if person in boom boom. And then I invoke Allah. And then he sent me a dish of shish kebab. And I get it and I get the power of 40 men. Even Muhammad was da'if. Not only he was da'if in the bed. And not only da'if, he was the most da'if person between all mankind, which means even Zakir Naik, he is more da'if than him. Even Ahmadinejad, he is more da'if than Ahmadinejad. Even Joe, you know the thing. Even that, Joe, you know the thing, he has 4 or 5 kids, I don't know how many. Da'if. Anything is stupid, Muhammad he say, they say da'if. But this is Quran, da'if. Da'if. Da'if, I'm telling you. Brother, the Quran said the sun set in murky water. No. The Quran says this is how it appeared to Zulkarnain. Okay, Abdul, can you show me the word appear? Did Allah forget to mention the word it appear to him? Or he says he found it? Brother, it appeared to Zulkarnain. Okay, where is the word it appeared to him? This is from the perception of Zulkarnain. Where it says from the perception. Is that a Da'if Quran? Or, oh, here, the one was Da'if is Zulqarnain. who is Da'if in this story? Brother, Zulqarnain was Da'if. He's very Da'if in zoology, brother. Not Allah, brother. Zulqarnain was Da'if. But my friend, the one who is saying, I'm going to tell you about him is Allah. It's not Zulqarnain is talking yet. Allah, he said to Muhammad, they are asking you about Zulqarnain. Read carefully. They ask thee concerning Zulqarnain, the man with the two horns, which according to Muslim, he have two horns because he invite people to Islam, and then they hit him with the hammer in his head. Boing! He got the first horn, and he died. Allah resurrected him, and then he sent him back to his people, and he asked them to convert to Islam. They hit him again with the other hammer in the other side of his head, and boing! And he got the second horn, and then he became Da'if Zulqarnain. So, according to Muslim explanation, the one who was Da'if is Zulqarnain. His vision is Da'if, brother. Like, you see Zakir Naik explain, brother sister, if you go to the ocean, you see the sun going in the water, you think what the sun is going in the water. That's what happened to the Zulqarnain. Like, you stupid idiot. What ocean? What? But it says a spring of water. He did not go to the ocean to see. He said spring of murky water. Do you know how to read, Abdul? Spring. Let me zoom in. They are Da'if in the vision. Da'if, very Da'if. It says a spring. Where is the ocean? Do anyone see the word? It's a spring. Do you know the difference between spring? It's not even a river. It is a spring. By the way, was it Da'if spring or a strong spring? And how in the word it's a spring and it's murky? Like, what the heck? What's happening there? You think there's a catfish there? Playing with the mud? I mean, it's a spring of water, yet it is murky. Never happened before. Spring of water will be very clear and clean because a spring of water, water coming from the ground. So how it is murky? Brother, this is Da'if spring. Oh boy. Anyway, don't forget, I don't know if you downloaded my previous video or not. As you know, I don't keep my videos in my channel, so don't forget to download them. If not, don't forget to subscribe to those who download my videos, and people who download my videos, please don't forget to put in the beginning of the video, if you are doing editing, this is where they can come and join us to watch live, and they can subscribe to you when, you know, when they want to watch it later. You can put the Patreon as a link down of your video, because even YouTube might disappear one day. I mean, the link of the same page. So put Patreon, and always they can find where is my last update broadcast will be. Did we have a good time for today? So yes, we Christians believe in Jesus as God, and him being born of Mary does not change the fact that he is the God of Mary. Your God is born of his shin, and he changed his shape. And based on your statement that such a God cannot be God, and this is why when Allah he come to the Muslims, they rejected him. And that explains a lot about the mentality of this religion. Even their God, he have to come in a shape they accept. Otherwise, they will throw tomato on him. Even their God himself, the one they call him Allah, the father of the three daughters, the moon god who married from the sun god, and they have sex, and they have three daughters. Even himself, if he come to them in a shape other than the one which they saw first time, which we do not know when they saw, they will reject him. And they will not accept him until he go to his bedroom and he change his shape, which means Allah he created a shape and he go inside a new shape. And then when they kick his ass, he go back and he created a new shape, and he go inside the shape which is looked like what they like. This is what their prophet said. Can they say this is da'if? They cannot. This is Sahih al-Bukhari. This is the most authentic book ever you can imagine. So Allah, he changed his shape. But for the Muslims, it's not okay for God to come in a shape of a man. It's not accepted. And that makes sense, because if Allah himself had changed his shape, they call him the devil. So why they will not do that to Jesus? So I ask you, Muslim, to repent before the time that Jesus come. Remember, even your false prophet, he said Jesus is coming back. And yeah, there's a Muslim actually made a comment. Let me see some more comments. This person, he said that Jesus was sent only to the Jews. Muhammad was sent to mankind, even to genie. That explains why genies have sex with your wife. Muhammad, he was sent to all mankind, but yet he don't speak the language of any of the mankind. And the Quran says we never send a messenger except in the tongue of his own people. Look like Muhammad, he forgot what he said in his stupid Quran. We send not a messenger except in the tongue of his people. So the Quran confirmed very simple thing, that Allah never and will never send any messenger. And remember, this verse was given to Muhammad when he was a prophet already, saying we send not. So Muhammad is included. This is not after Muhammad. This is not before Muhammad. This is in the time of Muhammad. Muhammad already a prophet. And the Quran saying we send not a messenger except to teach in the tongue of his own people, which means he have to be from the people in order to be messenger to the people, in order to make it clear to them. So Allah will not send Muhammad to somebody in Pakistan, because that will not make it clear. Allah will not send Muhammad to somebody in Indonesia, because that will not make the message clear. This is your Quran statement. So how you silly who live in those countries think that Muhammad is a messenger for all mankind? And if you say to me there's a verse in the Quran saying he is a messenger to the Al-Alameen, that because you are a fool. Alameen mean human and genie, because Muslim, they believe there's two words. The Arab are human, and there's Arab genie too, and they speak Arabic. This is why there's a chapter in the Quran, it's called the chapter of the genie. According to Muhammad, he saw a bunch of genie and he spoke to them Quran, and they were happy and they accepted Islam. But as usual, there's no witnesses. And not only that, there's genies who did beat Muhammad, who did not accept Islam, and they were black genie. Maybe this will be a topic for a different day. A bunch of black genies, they did beat Muhammad. This is Muhammad claim, but obviously it's a lie. Muhammad, he was beaten by somebody, and Muhammad don't want to tell who did beat him, so he claimed that a bunch of genie, they did beat him. Any Muslim? And by the way, you have to be aware with the genie, because according to Islam, genie, they can have sex with your wife. So if your wife now is alone and you are a Muslim, you have to think twice before you leave her alone, because the genie, brother, is there. He is in your bedroom with your wife alone, and she is not wearing hijab, and the genie is under the blanket. That's why if you search in Google, peace be upon him, sex with genie, you will find tons and thousands of articles written by Muslims about his wife or he himself having sex with genie, because their prophet and their Quran told them that this is really true. You know, you cannot use Google to search for sex with genie because you will get nothing but porn website. I mean, I'm just searching for sex with genie. What I'm seeing in the screen. Let me change the word genie in English, make it double N. Maybe that will fix it. Okay. Human and say the Twitter. The possibility, oh, this guy is from a Twitter, he's a Muslim. The possibility, brother, of having sex with the genie. Look at the discussion. This is very hot discussion. I know, I'm trying to find. Okay, Mr. Sayed from Twitter, he said, thread on possibility of sexual intercourse B/W. I don't know what does that mean. Jinn and women. Like, why not jinn and men? Like, what the heck? In case you are a woman and experiencing sexual encounter with jinn, you don't have to bother with ghusl. Look what Abdul is worried. He's not worried about his wife having sex with the genie. He's worried about, you don't need to wash. I mean, wisdom. That's pure wisdom. Also, I did read in some text, if you don't recite the certain dua, which means like prayer, during intercourse, shaitan, boom, boom. Brother, I'm going to subscribe to your Twitter. Even, you know what? I don't have a Twitter account no more. I delete all those accounts. So now I'm going to make a Twitter just to subscribe to your page, brother. Because where you got all this from? Prophet Muhammad, brother. I claim no wisdom of mine. This is the Prophet Muhammad wisdom. Okay. And look, we just click more. Look what happened. Having seen in academic article about mating with the humans, I found that it is a quiet. This is Jibril Saeed. MashaAllah, Jibril Saeed. It's a quiet a debate in part of because of hadith that failing the pronounce of God name before act, before sex, invite genie precipitation to do cuckoo. That's deep. That's deep, brother. Look at this, look. I mean, I see too much wisdom there. Look at this guy. Jinn are sometimes characterized as shaitan or devil. Since jinn often move about the world of men and transact business with the human, a significant body of law was elaborated by religious jurisprudence and during what? And then the cases of mixed marriage between jinn and mixed marriage. Brothers and sisters, Muslims, they believe in mixed marriage. A genie marrying a Muslim woman. Hey sister, how are you doing? Who's your husband? Hey, let me introduce to you Mr. Genie. What do you mean genie? This guy, he looked like Joe. You know the thing. He's not a genie. He lives in the White House. No, he's a genie. What are you talking about? Okay, to prove it to you that this is him, Joe, not a genie. Hey, Joe, what is the name of your wife? Our friend here, he forgot the name of the Prime Minister of Australia. Our friend here, thank you, our friend. So see, this is not a genie, this is Joe. He is not a genie, he forgot your name. I mean, how stupid American are, I have no idea. From all those in the world, in USA, almost 400 million, you get Joe. Anyway, you know the thing. So Muslims believe that a genie man is having sex with their genie, with their daughter. Hey, daughter, did you get married? You're something in your belly. What is that? Hey, Dad, I have 9-month-old baby. Soon he's going to come out. Are you fornicating, having sex with somebody? No, I married legally. I swear by Allah to a genie. Oh boy. Genie marrying a woman, okay. And then it says, hygiene was another potential. Look at the science here. Look. Hygiene was another potential issue. Also, women have no performed the major ritual ablution between two bracket ghusl after having or had sex with men before they can perform the prayer. So look, brother. If a Muslim woman she have sex, she have sex, and with men before they perform prayer, Shaitan will marry them. A genie will marry them, brother. Now let us be honest here. Who can come with this unless he is Allah, the true God? Muhammad, he cannot come with this. This is not from a human. This is coming not from a human. I confirm that. Okay? It's confirmed. Look at this one in Arabic. Oh boy. This guy is translating to you what is in Arabic. In Arabic it says لو قالت امرأة معي جني يأتني وأحد في نفسي وأجد في نفسي. So he's saying I have a genie with me, which means he's doing boom boom. He do boom boom to her, and now the guy there is translating in the top. Let us read together. Wisdom, brother. To translate more literally, the text says, if a woman says, I have a jinn who comes to me, and I find myself as I do when my husband has intercourse with It's 12:20 now, and we are talking about genie with sex and with the genie. I better go. Things getting complicated now. We started with Allah and his stupid teaching about Muhammad, and the Muslim talking about Jesus. And the Muslim, they say to you, Christian Prince, he fabricate. This is your Muslim Twitter. I have nothing to do with it. And this is your belief. Christian Prince, he lie, brother. Daif. This is daif. This is daif. Very daif. Anyway, do we have any Muslim want to say anything before we go? Now, those who want to download the video, feel free to cut it pieces. You know, because we spoke about many things, so you can cut them pieces, make them mini videos to make it easier for you. All right, so did we have a good time? Now, I'm going to delete the previous videos, so in case you do not have them yet, don't forget to download them. I will give you maybe until tomorrow morning, and I will take them down. And then this video will stay, and then people will download it and will load it again and cut it apart, whatever. But remember one thing. Always subscribe to those who did repost my videos, because later you ask yourself, I could not watch all of it, it was long. And Christian Prince, he deleted. Where we can find it, subscribe to them, you will find it there. And don't forget to support those people who do repost again. And by the way, I don't mind of people, they make money from reposting my videos. I encourage you, all of you, to make money. Why not? YouTube is a company, and you know, if posting my videos will make you have a good income, good for you. Why not? Bring more people to watch your videos, monetize your videos, and make a good income. Why not? I like to see all the Christians having better income and making a better life. I'm not against that. But don't do things just for the sake of the money. You know, the money will come to you from such a thing is a blessing, but the main purpose should be in your heart is to spread the truth, and the truth will set you free. Anything come in the side, it's a blessing. All right, so now it is Sunday. I want to say to you, happy Sunday, everybody. And we pray to the Lord that the Lord will protect us from cults like Islam, and will protect the Christians and make them see the truth, and the truth will set them free. Don't let someone like this filthy Muhammad deceive you. Islam is a cult. Have all the condition of a cult. You do not need to be a genius. There is no way God, he will promise you women to sleep with if you believe in him. You see, even our God, when he created Adam, he created one Eve. Man do not need 1,000,000 women. That is a lie. One woman, one man. If a man, he is decent, and he loved the women, and the women, she loved that man, that the whole world for them. God will not decide to be a pimp who reward you by sexual intercourse. Even sex, which is a gift from God, was not the purpose. The purpose is to have a family. So male and female, they will be together, and they will partner together to have a family, not to be porn stars. Islam promote porn. Islam, all of it is about the power of the penis of Muhammad and the power of the penis of a Muslim. When a prophet, he promised his followers that you will have the power of 70 years orgasm, or Muhammad claimed to have the power of 100 men of the people of heaven in sex, which is equal to 4,000 men. Obviously, this man is a perverted man. Imagine somebody, he is a disciple of Jesus, and he said any of those things we hear from Muhammad, we will spit at him, because he cannot be a disciple of Jesus. Child molesters are not disciple of Jesus, they are disciple of Muhammad. For Muhammad himself is a child molester. Jesus, he said, the one who harmed those little ones, it is better for him to put a milestone in his neck and throw himself in the deep ocean. This is how bad this crime against God for hurting the little ones. This is how ugly such a crime. Muhammad himself, he practiced that a crime, and he claimed that he been receiving order from his God to have sex with a child. Heaven full of wine and lust and madness. If you remember, we asked a Muslim, are you allowed to have sex with your mother in the heaven? He says nothing is forbidden in heaven. And this is what they learn in the mosque. Nothing is forbidden in the heaven. Nothing. The heaven of Allah is a hippie cult heaven. The Christian, I asked him something in Arabic, but he did not reply. Pakistani always claim to be Arabs. Are you talking to me? I don't know, you're talking to who? Yeah, you see here somebody saying this. I want to talk about this for a second. And this is a message for all the Christians who live in Muslim countries. My friend, the Lord, he said, be peaceful like dove and be wise. Be wise. So it's not wise to live in a Muslim country and to say Muhammad is a false prophet. It's not wise. Especially you are saying it in YouTube. And they know your name. And you are using your voice. It's not wise. So I say to all the Christians, please, if you live in a Muslim country, leave that job for those who don't live in a Muslim country. So if Indonesian want to speak against Muhammad, let Indonesian who live in USA speak against Muhammad. There is a lot of Indonesian abroad. You are not the only one. I believe this person is very brave. I believe he is very decent. I believe he's a good man. But we know what will happen next. Islam is a religion of terrorism. They encourage people to insult Christianity. The second you try to refute them, they put you in jail and they torture you, and maybe they will kill him. So we have to be wise. I'm not going to go and live in Saudi Arabia and say what I'm saying now today. I will not. If I don't have the protection of the society I'm living in, I will not be able to do what I'm doing. In this society here, I have full protection by law. I have full protection from the police. I have full protection from my neighbors. And for sure I have full protection with my guns, which is my toys. At the same time, I don't say, okay, the Lord will protect me only, because the Lord, he did not ask me to be a fool. The Lord himself, he said, the one who don't have a sword, go and buy one. Evil can kill. Remember, all the disciples of Jesus, even the Messiah himself, was killed. You are no better. So we protect ourselves by all means, by being smart, by being vigilant, and by doing what is right. So if you are a Christian living in Islamic countries, don't trust anyone, don't give your name to anyone, don't receive email, don't share email, don't trust anyone. Even like here we have admins. I advise admins not to trust any admin, because we do not know who is this admin. I don't know any of you. This is internet, my friend. Trust nobody. Never share your email. Never send email. Never tell anything about you. Well, I have guns because this is my hobby. I'm not afraid of anyone. But this is my hobby since I was a kid. And you know, I live in a country where having guns is allowed. And actually, I'm allowed to have as many guns as I want, legally. Not one, not two, not three. Like here, the good thing about in USA, when you get a license for a gun, it doesn't mean you can carry only one gun. So if the policeman, he stopped me and he found a gun in my right pocket, and then a gun in my left pocket, and then the gun in my waist, and then a gun in my foot, still legal. It can be 20, it can be 30. Still, he cannot question. Actually, in Texas, if you live in Texas, now the license is not required no more. You can carry guns as long you are not, you know, as long they accept to sell you the gun, which means the FBI, they check you out. You can carry a gun and you have to show it. You don't hide it. And actually, I support people having guns, because guns stop criminals. Because any criminal, he knew, like now, okay, I go inside this mall, I'm going to shoot people now, right? A terrorist. Now he is in a mall, like there's at least 300, 400 guns inside the mall. So he will be shot in 2 seconds. But if this criminal, this terrorist, he go to a mall in a territory where guns is forbidden, he will be shooting, keep killing until police come. But if you go to Texas, if you come to Texas, you know, you go in the mall, you will find 2,000 people having guns. You go to Walmart, everybody have a gun in his waist. It's showing, it's not hiding. Legally, actually, legally you have to show it. It's not, shouldn't be hidden. So that is the good thing, actually, not a bad thing. Now, there is a bad negative thing, like maybe somebody is going to go crazy. But if you go crazy, you will pay the price for it. You shoot, people will shoot you. Don't be crazy. I believe that a house without guns invite criminals to it. As simple as that. So if there is people he knew that this house, nobody there have guns, they will go, they will break the door. It will take them 2 minutes to break the door, and they will be in the top of your head. They will take your money, they will take your life, and maybe they will rape your wife. All of this because you don't have protection. So if you live in a country where guns is allowed, you know, buy ones, buy two, buy rifles, why not? You know, don't break the law and don't be a criminal. Guns don't kill, people kill. See, people, they try to blame guns for what can happen. But just today I saw in the news a guy in Holland, I don't know if he's a Muslim, if somebody from Holland, he was shooting at people using arrows. Can you believe it? And he killed 2 people from his balcony. The video is on YouTube. He have arrow for hunting like Robin Hood. And he stood in the balcony and he was shooting people walking the street. He killed 2 people and he injured many. A person is a criminal. He do not need a gun to kill. He can kill by car, he can kill by hands, he can kill by a rock, he can kill by anything. So guns is not the criminals. The criminals are the criminals. Anyway, I hope today we have a good time together, and let us see how many views this video will have. If we have a low number of views, I will wait until I see like maybe 19-20,000 views, and then I will come back to make a new video. So share the link with everybody, let more people view, so we can have a new program as soon as we have a good number of views. Kabich? Did we have a good time? Yeah. Actually, once I have a friend who decided to be silly, you know, silly guy. So he jumped in my yard, and he put his head in the kitchen window, you know. Supposedly he want to surprise me. My neighbors, they saw him, and they thought he's a bad guy. I mean, why he want to jump over the you know, the yard? So suddenly I heard scream in my backyard, "Don't move, don't move!" lay down on the ground, lay down. And my neighbors, they have their rifles in the top of the head of my friend. And the guy, he started shaking and he said, what? I said, you stupid, why you go there? What are you doing? He said, I wanted to surprise you. I said, you wanted to surprise me, almost you lost your head. They thought he is a thief trying to break into my house. He want to surprise me. Okay. And since then, not only he knocked at the door, no, he stopped his car in the driveway, far from the door. And then he walked and he knocked at the door and he stayed away, far from the door again. You know, for a security purpose. Yeah, we watch for each other, you know, like if somebody come into my neighbor, I will protect him. If somebody come into me, he will protect me. That's very good. Yeah. So having guns is something good as long you are a person who have a stable brain and not stupid. A person who is stupid should not be given a gun. I agree. Because he can kill his family, he can hurt himself. He don't even know how to use it. So guns should be given always. And the more guns, the better, but only for those who deserve to have it. And for now, I think we are done for today. I hope that our Sunday will be great. I pray that all of you will enjoy your Sunday with your family and your children, if you have any. And let us hope that your mother-in-law, she will not come to show up to visit you. And Sunday. I'm just joking. I think one day that those mother-in-law, they will go after me. So let us hope that this Sunday you will spend it with your family and your mother-in-law too. You know, and things will be fine. All right. And if your mother-in-law, she came, don't forget to say inshallah, because that will protect you from her. Remember, Muhammad, he have 13 mother-in-law, but Allah, he protect him from all of them. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. True story. Thank you. God bless you. And as always, we prove Christ is Lord, Islam is a lie, and Islam without lies dies. Learn that sentence always. Take care. Bye-bye.